Alright guys, excuse that jackhammer in the background. So, you wanna learn programming. You're gonna code. You're gonna be all hacker man and stuff. So, the first thing is to do is say goodbye to everything you have and install Linux Mint. Now when that's done, we're gonna open up the terminal. Here it is. So we will do gcc space dash dash version. Okay, so if you click enter, it should give you something like this. But if you don't get something like this, do is sudo apt install gcc. I won't be needing this because I already have gcc installed. So I'm gonna organize my coding files. So if we do ls, it lists all of these directories or folders we have here. I already created a folder called coding. Let's get into that. Oh yeah, you can do tab to autocomplete. So clear to clear the screen. Now if we do ls, I have nothing in this folder. So for the ease of use here, I will be using nano. So we can just do nano and then as the source file, which could be anything ending with a .c file extension. So let's do tutorial.c. Now you will be taken to this. Oh, hold on, let me just full screen. So now we will type hash include space and then surround them with lesser than and greater than. Now you're gonna use your arrow keys to navigate this blinking block to be in the middle of these and type stdio.h. We will be getting into this later, so let's just continue. So let's make a new line with enter. I like to keep an empty line, so we will type int, which can also be pronounced as int. So every single proper C program must start with int main. So we do these parentheses and then curly braces or whatever you call them. Hold on, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. So we again position this block using the left and right arrow keys to go to the middle of those. Now we press enter. Now this makes a new line in between, so we will use the up arrow key to go back to go up and then down to go down. So we go up and then we press the end key on your keyboard to go to the end of this line. Now at the end of this line you can do enter. You don't necessarily have to do this, but you have to do this. So now, and I was talking about pressing tab. Pressing tab would have a ton of these spaces. Nano marks them as green, so we will type print f. Now this is known as a function. So, and we can use functions if we surround them with brackets or parentheses. So I will be going into those brackets and insert double quotes. And remember, this is very important. It's double quotes, not single quotes. So double quotes, and yet again, let's go to the middle of that. Now we can print any message. So this is a tutorial on learning this is embarrassing. C. So we have this message that would be printed into our terminal. But the thing is, this would overlap with your prompt. So we will put the backslash character. Remember, this is a slash and this is a backslash. So backslash m. This would introduce a new line giving us space for the prompt. So now we will go to the end of this line and add a semicolon. Every single statement in C must end with a semicolon. This, I'm using a function. This is also known as a statement. So this will end with a semicolon. We will yet again create a new line, a tab, and press tab, and now we will type return space 0 and end this with a semicolon. So we do Control S to save this file and Control X to exit Nano. As you can see, I'm back to your terminal. So now we will do ls to list every file we have here, and the only file here is tutorial.c, which is the same file that we just edited. So now we will do gcc, which is known as a compiler. A compiler will turn your C code into something that would actually run in your PC. So gcc tutorial.c or the file you want to compile, and then we will do -o space now tutorial. This -o stands for output, meaning to the compiled tutorial.c will be outputted into a file called tutorial. So to simply enter this command, we will press enter, and this went gracefully. Now when we do ls again, we can see there's tutorial.c, but also a file called tutorial, but this one is green. When we do the command called ls, any file that is green means it can be executed. Think of it like an exe. So we do // to execute a program in our current directory, and then tutorial. And as I said, we can use tab to autocorrect or autofill. Now we will again enter this command with enter, and this prints a message to our terminal that is, this is a tutorial on learning C. Wait, did I type in the wrong message? Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, we have made our first ever program. So on to the next thing to learn. So nano tutorial.c. We can change this however we want, like this is a random message. Okay, now we will save and exit. We can execute tutorial again, but this isn't the message we wrote in tutorial.c. This is because with every change you make in a C program or any program at all, you would need to compile it again. So we will do this again. GCC tutorial.c -o in tutorial. So now if we run tutorial again, this would give us the message, this is a random message. So wrong file. Nano tutorial.c. So you guys can play around with this, like add another printf statement. So if we save and recompile, this is a random message, and then the second statement, which is also another printf statement, prints this is another statement. Now I'll have you guys play around with this until I upload the next tutorial. So for now, goodbye.